Let's go to Luke chapter 7, verse 32. Oscar, man. Oscar, look at me. You're a grown man, right? You're a grown man. Do you have children? You do have children. They told you that they do. Who's they? You're not sure. Okay, how old are you, Oscar? You're 42 years old. And you out here on a, what's this, a diamond? Yeah, exactly. Read the scripture, Luke 7:32. Come on.
31.
Nah, start there.
Luke chapter 7, verse 31. And the Lord said, whereunto then shall I liken the men of this generation?
So the Lord said, what are the men of this generation like? Now I want you to understand what I'm finna say to you, Oscar. Hold on. Yeah, you are part of this generation. Right now, you're a generation, you live on this earth. God said something about this men and this people. Let's see what he said about them. Come on.
And to what are they like?
What are they like? What do you think you are like, Oscar? What are you like? Are you a lion-like man? Are you a man that handles business? Are you a man that I can count on? Are you a good soldier of God? Is that who you are or not, Oscar?
Show me the way, yeah.
I'm trying to. Okay, now watch this. Come on.
They are like unto children.
They are like what?
Unto children.
God said the men of this generation are like big-ass kids. He said you're like a childish grown-up, Oscar.
Right.
You out here 42 years old with children riding around drinking beer on the street. No, it's not right. You're supposed to be a good man. You're supposed to be a man of God. God said you're a God. We showing you that you are an Israelite, but you out here like a big kid, Oscar.
I don't even know what Israel like is.
Exactly, and that's what we want you to see. But you got to be able to understand who you are, right? He was telling you that you are the tribe of Issachar. But when he spoke about that beer, you got offended because we telling you right now you're in a childish mind state. You understand what I'm saying? Go to that scripture, gather us together. You are right now, and currently you're exactly what they want you to be. And we're trying to pull you out of that. The system that was created to drive our people from the schoolhouse to prison, that's what you have fallen into. How are you going to get out of it? Let's read the scripture.
Zephaniah chapter 2 and verse 1. Gather yourselves together. Yea, gather together, O nation not desired.
O nation not desired. Your nation is not desired. When your people cross the border, what do? They get arrested. Do they desire y'all to be on this side of the border? No, you are a nation not desired. That's how we know that you are God's chosen people. But what did God say you have to do again? Listen to it.
Gather yourselves together. Yea, gather together, O nation not desired.
So what do you got to do, Oscar? Gather with who, Oscar? Do you supposed to gather with the Negroes that you see out here running around on the street? That's what we want you to see. Or are you supposed to gather with a bunch of childish men? Hold on, when you say you're not sure, has anything good came out of you gathering and being around these people, that the elements that you've been around currently? So do it sound like that's what you should continue to do, Oscar? Probably not. It's definitely not, Oscar. It's not helping you. It's not helping your life. You know what I'm saying? What kind of work do you do? Do you have a job? Used to be a painter. That's what I'm saying. Oscar, you got to get your life back on track. And the way you're going to do that is by keeping the commandments of God, Oscar. That's how you're going to do it. Not out here riding around on the bike trying to drink your troubles away. You got to step forward into the manhood that you are. Come on, read that scripture again.
Gather yourselves together. Yea, gather together, O nation not desired.
Now go to the one, be a good soldier. Endure hardness as a good soldier. Because I need you to understand who you are, Oscar. Oscar, you are Israelite. You're not a big-ass kid, right? You need to step into the manhood that you're supposed to be in. And that's what we out here to tell you. Come on, give me that.
2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 3. Yeah. Thou therefore endure hardness as a good soldier of Jesus Christ.
So, we understand life is difficult, bro. We're not out here telling you that all our life is peaches and cream. We're not telling you that. But when you got brothers around you that's keeping the commandments of God, you're going to be able to make it through, Oscar. But right now, you got a bunch of niggas around you that ain't helping you. You got a bunch of wetbacks, a bunch of Mexicans. They don't know that they the Israelites. So they not helping you solve none of your problems. They got problems too and they don't got no solutions. What we telling you is the solutions is keeping the commandments of God. Now, are you willing to do any of the solutions? That's the question. You sure? All right, we're going to see. Give me 1 Corinthians. We're going to see what a solution. I'm going to give you one right now. Let's see what you can do.
1 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 3. But I would have you know that the head of every man is Christ, and the head of the woman is a man, and the head of Christ is God. Every man praying or prophesying, having his head covered.
So, Oscar, what do you have on your head right now?
A hat.
You have a hat. Now, what did God just say? Listen.
Every man praying or prophesying, having his head covered, dishonoreth his head.
So, who are you dishonoring when you got a cover
I'm
on?
not prophesying or doing the other things.
We are. We reading the Bible to you. The Bible is coming out right now.
I'm not doing it, so that's
Listen to the scripture. Listen to it.
Every man praying or prophesying, having his head covered, dishonoreth his head.
So what you got to say to yourself right now, Oscar, is that you rebellious as hell. You don't want to come out of this childish mind state. You don't want to. Oscar, you're gonna die when Christ comes if you don't change. I just read you that scripture. Oscar, I just read you the scripture and you made an excuse. You just said you want solutions, and instead of you saying, you know what, let me do something different.
I read it, you know, that's the first time I read it, so I
Yes,
didn't know.
exactly. But do you believe in the Bible?
I'm not sure which one is the correct Bible.
We showing you. We showing you.
What Bible is the correct Bible?
Okay.
That's what I want to know.
Now, listen, Oscar, everything your mom taught you, everything you learned in Christianity is wrong. Right? It's wrong.
Okay, see, how am I supposed to know that?
Okay, we telling you, we showing you out of the scriptures. Now, I'm gonna hold on. I got you, Oscar. I got you.
Did it go?
Oscar.
Did it go out, bro?
No.
Right.
So, how am I supposed to know all this stuff when I don't know?
Check.
I've never read it.
Check.
Plus, I'm illiterate, so.
So, I think it's off. Can you help it?
That's all.
We're going to Deuteronomy chapter 28. Go to Deuteronomy chapter 28. We're going to show you how we know that we have the proper understanding. Oscar, has anybody ever told you that you are an Israelite?
Check.
Has anybody ever?
Why do you think nobody has told me to? Why is it that you're telling me is the truth? You know what I mean?
I'm finna show you. No. You can't. We can't ask 27 questions at once, right? Stay with me, Oscar. Oscar, stay with me.
You do this for me?
What? Do what for you? Yes, we are out here as men of God to wake you up, Oscar. That's exactly why we're here, for somebody like you. Deuteronomy chapter 28, and we're going to go to verse 46. Is that 46 or 48? I'm not saying you know it. I'm telling you, how do we know the Bible is true? Are you willing to listen? If you don't want to listen, okay, let's go.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 46. And they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever, because thou servest not the Lord thy God with joyfulness. Verse 48. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee, in hunger, and in thirst, and in nakedness, and in want of all things.
So right now, are we serving, Oscar, look at me. Right now, we serving for food, water, and clothes. Do your people have to work to get food, water, and clothes? Why? Because God said that's a curse that he was going to put on his people. You know what I'm saying? So the question was, how do we know that we have the right understanding of the Bible, right? And I'm trying to show you, based off of the curses, we can identify that we have the proper understanding. Does that make sense, Oscar? Here it comes.
And in one of all things, and he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck, until he have destroyed thee. The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far.
So this nation came over here in the 1400s, Oscar. What nation came over here in the 1400s? Yes. You don't know what nation came over here and conquered your people in the 1400s, Oscar? Exactly. Gringos, right? That's what y'all call them, right? They came over here in the 1400s and conquered you, right? Okay. So, again, regardless of what we call them, they came over here and conquered us in the 1400s, right? Okay, let's read it again.
The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far, from the end of the earth, as swift as an eagle flieth.
Now, when that nation, when Spain came over here, what did they represent themselves with?
I don't know.
What's the symbol on the Mexican flag today? Exactly. So when the Spaniards came over here, they left their symbol here. That's how we know that the Bible is a true book. That's how we know we have the proper understanding. Oscar, are you with me?
Yeah, but I kind of get days off. That's how I was in school my whole life.
Oscar, you don't want to change, bro.
It's hard for me to
Oscar, we breaking it down to you as easy as we can break it down to you. Do you want to understand? Do you want to change?
I want to read it on my own, give my
You just said you're illiterate. How you going to read on your own if you just said you're illiterate? Go back to Deuteronomy 28:48. Read it again.
Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee, in hunger, and in thirst, and in nakedness, and in want of all things.
So in want of all things, when a black man and a Hispanic man stands in front of you and tells you you an Israelite, you say, no, I don't believe that. But when the white man brought you Jehovah's Witness, you said, oh, I believe that. You just said, you want to read it yourself. You just said that. How you going to read it yourself if you're illiterate, Oscar?
It doesn't matter. I'll figure it out. It doesn't mean that
You haven't tried to figure out nothing that the white man has told you, but when black man and Hispanic man, I'm telling you, it's the King James Version. It's the King James Version of the Bible. It's the King James Version. It's the King James Version. He can see it. Lift it up. King James Version.
Okay, King James Version.
Yes, the King James Version. What? The King James Version, Oscar. Do you understand? Now, again, my problem is this. Men are out here that love you or trying to teach you your nationality, but you question that. Yes, we're going to go to the scripture. I'm going to show you what love is. I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you what love is. I'm going to show you what God says love is. Come on, give me that.
Leviticus chapter 19, verse 17. Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart. Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor.
Because you know how we love you, because we rebuke you. We telling you that you're in the midst of sin and you're a childish grown-up. I'm telling you, us telling you what your sin is, us exposing your sin to yourself, that's rebuking you. Read it again.
Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thy heart. Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor, and not suffer sin upon him.
We try not to suffer sin upon you, Oscar. Oscar, we try not to suffer sin upon you. We try not to, bruh. You are in sin right now. You are living in sin. You are a childish grown-up that is illiterate. And we trying to pull you out of that state. But instead, you want to argue with us. When the white man comes out here, or when they brought you Christianity and all these different things, it was no argument. When they sold you the beer, it was no argument. But when we give you the knowledge, you don't want it. Yes.
You're trying to school somebody with no knowledge, and you're telling them like if you already know.
Everything I'm telling you to do with the information you want, you don't want to do it. You said you didn't validate and try to.
Go by what they taught you. I'm gonna go by what I think about it.
But you don't know anything, Oscar. You just said you're illiterate. How can you learn anything if you can't read anything to get information in your head? All right, thanks, Oscar.
We used to scream Black Power while heroin was pushed. But at the end of the day, nothing's in vain. IUIC has been given a vision. The tents of Judah has risen. Many has attempted the mission, minor murmuring, omitting, and missing the mark. Just reading that he had the flame of fire in his eyes gave us the spark. We on Paul's mission. We out on the road, purple and gold, from Mexico, Cuba, Haiti, Ghana, Sierra Leone. 144,000 boots banging, concrete crackling. These are our men repented at heart. The scriptures is proof. IUIC, we deliver the truth.